Yeah, let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Spots and Pans. What up, though? You kicking it with KC? Let's get to the news. They got Mike Tomlin up out of there, man. This news coming directly from the source, by the way. Directly from the source, Steelers.com. During our meeting today, Coach Tomlin informed me that he has decided to step down as our head coach. This is coming from President Art Rooney II, by the way. I'm extremely grateful for Mike for all of the hard work, dedication, and success he has shared over the last 19 years. It is hard for me to put into words the level of respect and appreciation I have for Coach Tomlin. He guided the franchise to our 6th Super Bowl championship and made the playoffs 13 times during his tenure, including winning the AFC North 8 times in his career. His track record of never having a losing season in 19 years will likely never be duplicated. My family and I connected to Steelers management and are forever grateful for the passion and dedication Mike Tomlin has devoted to Steelers football. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Dog has left the building. Some people say they feel like they knew this was coming. To a lot of people like myself, this is actually a surprise. I mean, shocked but not surprised. I'll say that much. Mike Tomlin, like they just said in the letter, 19 years, no losing season, 1 Super Bowl, 8 straight. What did they say? 8 straight. They 6 Super Bowl, 13 times to the playoff, AFC North 8 times. You gotta give my man his credit. But hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. You a super mediocre guy. With your record, I say. Nah, I'm gonna put all respect on Mike Tomlin. I would love for him to be with the Lions. I ain't even gonna hold you. Somebody gonna snatch him up quick. Pause. Him and John Harbaugh. But at the end of the day, what you did with the Steelers is kind of, we'll see. Because the Steelers aren't known to actually have a coach that they just swap like that. So the next coach for the Steelers, more than likely, we're anticipating them being there for at least a decade. 15 years, you know what I'm saying? At the least, 19, 20. But we'll see. I know the Rooney family, I believe, very strategic with their coaching decision. Because they don't go through coaches like that, like we stated. So, a great time for Mike Tomlin. A great historic run, respectful. I was rooting for you. I'm not going to lie, but you had a super average record, bro. You just got to be honest about it. You had a super average record, bro, respectfully. I hope you do better at your next team. I hope you win a couple Super Bowls, if I'm being honest. But where should Mike Tomlin go at this point? With all the vacancies in the NFL, where should Mike Tomlin go coach? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. We do have the phone lines, 313-466-4386. Mike Tomlin out of there, fam. All right, next topic. I got a couple topics I want to actually talk about. NCAA football. Let's get into it. All right, so this story coming from ESPN.com. FBS coaches voted unanimously Tuesday to adjust the Redshirt rule to allow players to participate in up to 9 games while preserving a full year's eligibility in the sport. The vote, taken during the annual convention of the American Football Coaches Association, followed extensive discussion over ongoing eligibility concerns. The current rule allows players to participate in up to 4 regular season games plus any playoff games and still maintain their red shirt title, effectively allowing 4 full seasons plus another 1/3 of a season within a 5-year window. Just the sliding right here. There we go. Within a 5-year window. A number of coaches push for a more expansive approach, a full 5 years of playing time in a 5-year window. However, concerns about potential litigation in the wake of some controversial eligibility rules, chief among them Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, led the group to the 9-game compromise. 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 Detroit Public School education, ladies and gentlemen. Until 2017, players were given 5 years to play in 4 seasons, with exceptions made only for seasons cut short for medical reasons. In 2017, the rule changed to allow any player participating in 4 or fewer games to maintain their redshirt year, a decision which quickly created an incentive for players to opt out mid-season to preserve eligibility. Added financial incentives with the NIL and revenue sharing, as well as rampant player movements in the era of transfer portal, made those mid-season opt-outs more frequent. Listen, at the end of the day, here's the crazy thing. They use Trinidad Chambliss as an example. Right here, right? When you Google it. He's actually from Grand Rapids. Didn't even know this until after Ole Miss lost. He's from Grand Rapids. I hate that he's the poster boy for being basically an old man playing in the college league, in the NCAA. That's the first thing I wanted to say. Whatever rule they have to do to make it so that, like they said, it ain't too many people going through the transfer portal, or it ain't too many older people trying to come back and do a red shirt year. And man, we over that, fam. We over that. Yeah, I think they raised it to 9 games. So basically, from my understanding of it, and I want clarification too. Man, my co-host chime in. And I want clarification too, but essentially, from my understanding of it, it's saying that in 2017, players were given 5 years to play in 4 seasons, with exceptions made only for seasons cut short for medical reasons. Okay, understand that. And then in 2017, the rule changed to allow any player who participated in 4 or fewer games to maintain their red shirt year, a decision which quickly created an incentive for players to opt out mid-season to preserve eligibility. So you have to play more games in order to consider yourself a red shirt after some time. To me, I hope it's actually cutting out the older players trying to stay in the whole football, NCAA, but I want to get some understanding. So I got my co-host Chad. Chad, please give us a better understanding of the red shirt rules in NCAA football, FBS, excuse me.
Absolutely. So in NCAA FBS football, the red shirt rule allows a player to sit out a season to extend eligibility. Since 2018, players can play up to 4 games in a season and still keep that red shirt year. So it's a strategic option, often used to preserve a year of eligibility if they don't end up playing much that season.
Yeah, so whatever that's supposed to be. At the end of the day, I think they need to do a little bit more to kind of focus on it. Why not just make it 4 years? Undergrad years. If you spend more than 5 years, more than 4 or 5 years, I say 5, you spend more than 5 years in college, you can't play. And it should also be that age. So 5 years take you to what? 22, 23? 4 or 5 years take you to 22, 23. After 22, you're 24 years old, you enroll as a freshman, you ain't playing. You ain't playing. You better be here for the academics. Strictly. That's what I think. I don't agree with being 27, 28, 25, 26. And then you in college. That's what I don't like. So I'm going to roll with whatever the coaches have to do to cut that off. But we'll see how that turns out. Let me know what you think, though. Go off in the live chat. In the comments, call into the show. 313-466-4386. Got the phone lines open. We gotta fix this. It might be what I'm wearing. Pause. Let me take this off. Let me take this shirt off. Pause. I want to make sure I do a good broadcast, you know? You see who on the screen, though, right? You see who on the screen. Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass himself. What do you think happened? What do you think happened? What do you think we were about to talk about with AD? Of course, him being injured. Hold on, let me grab it. Of course, him being injured. Another poster boy for some in sports. A poster child for injuries amongst professional athletes. Mr. AD. This story coming from ESPN.com. Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis is expected to undergo surgery to repair ligament damage in his left hand and miss several months, according to ESPN. Davis' season is over in Dallas, sources said, given the prognosis and the Mavs' direction at 15-25 and the 12th in the Western Conference. This June's NBA draft is also the last one in which the Mavericks have control of their first-round pick until 2031. Ever since the severity of Davis' hand injury was known Friday, the Mavericks have been having renewed Davis trade talks with multiple interested teams, sources said. If moved to a playoff contender, such as previously interested teams, the Toronto Raptors and Atlanta Hawks, the timeline could allow Davis to return during the postseason while establishing himself for the long term elsewhere. Given a 10-time All-Star perspective, next franchise, a multi-year window at a lesser trade cost. Let me tell you what I got out of that whole story, right? AD, you injured again, to no surprise. And they think about trading your ass. Getting you right up out of there. What does this say about you? How can anybody put AD in the top anything? Let me tell you what this means to me. I'm about to reach. Pause. This is why I don't think AD is really great. I don't think he's a top anything. And I say that respectfully, right? I say that because you always injured. Y'all had that COVID year or 2020 year when it was cut short and y'all played in the bubble year. It was a shortened season. It was a pause. So you got a lot of rest as if you were injured. Then y'all go and win the championship and you had the help of LeBron James, fam. All you had to do is play your part. You played Robin. You're not built for this, fam, if you ask me personally. You've been injured the majority of the time. How can anybody putting Anthony Davis or any injured player in a top anything is highly disrespectful to any athlete that played all the games. I'm saying that on record. You put players like Anthony Davis in the top 5 of big men, top 5 of fours, power forwards, centers, whatever. That's disrespectful to any other player that played all games and gave it their all. Pause. And Mav might have averaged the same thing, if not just a few things less than him. Man, AD, bro, with all due respect, like I said, get out of here, fam. Get out of here. You're not built for this. I think you need to call it quits. You always injured. I don't want players that only show up in the playoffs, always injured during the regular season. When has that ever worked? When has that ever worked? I just want to know. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. This green screen is just not working with me today, man. It's not working with me today. We got another topic, though. Oh, yeah, it's a brand new league. Let me fix this. I gotta take this off. What do I have to do, man? This? Make the screen better? All right, good. Whatever. All right, so this story, brand new sport, man. It's actually coming from MLB.com. After barnstorming its way into softball fans' hearts in its inaugural season, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League has selected the 6 cities that will serve as the lasting homes of its newly expanded fields of teams. Say hello to the Carolina Blaze, Chicago Bandits, Oklahoma City Spark, Portland Cascade, Texas Volts, and Utah Talons. The 6 softball squads that will suit up for the AUSL second season in a 2026 summer slate officially announced Tuesday. Backed by a strategic investment from Major League Baseball, the AUSL had an exciting debut in 2025. With the Blaze, Bandits, Volts, and Champion Talents touring the country for the regular season schedule and drawing strong attendance and viewership numbers along the way. Now with those 4 teams assigned permanent homes and the Spark and Cascade joining the AUSL, the league will shift to a more traditional city-based model in its continuing bid to help shape the future of professional women's sports. Each of the 6 teams will play a 25-game schedule made up of a series of 2 or 3 games. The regular season will run from June 9th through July 20th. And the playoff format has been expanded to include a play-in game between the league's 2nd and 3rd ranked teams, and the number 1 seed earning a bye into the best of 3 AUSL championship. Each of those playoff games will be played at a neutral site and be announced at a later date. Let me tell you the main thing I didn't like about that, what I just read. They're doing that first round bye crap. I do not like first round buys in any sport, bro. I think it's dumb. It slows down the momentum of the team for the most part. We're going to see for the most part when we watch the first round of the NFL playoffs. When all the teams, all 4 teams or whatever got their buys, or with the main teams or whatever I should say, got their buys, and now they get to play for the first time. We're going to see about that. We're going to see, and then see how it actually affects them. But that's neither here nor there. But I think it's interesting to see a brand new league. I always like to support those, at least check them out. I wouldn't mind actually going to a game. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't until I actually got through this article that I was like, okay, this is a women's league. I thought this was for men. I thought it was about to be a slow pitch softball league for men. But that's not the case. So shout out to MLB for investing in this. I think this is pretty nice. This is like when the NFL invests in girls flag football. I think it's somewhere in the same park, right? So shout out to the MLB making this the AUSL, the new women's softball league, professional softball league that's actually did well in this inaugural season last season and continuing to go. In case you're wondering what I'm eating, these nuts. All right, let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Would you go to a game of a women's professional softball league? Let me know. All right. Next topic. My green screen, my lighting it's not agreeing today. I don't know what the deal is. We'll get it fixed. Oh man. Hey, coming from NBCNews.com, video of a youth hockey players brawling in a staged fight at a minor league game in Pennsylvania has prompted officials to promise, quote, appropriate disciplinary action, end quote, against organizers. A wild scene broke out Saturday during intermission at the Hershey Bears Cleveland Monsters American Hockey League game at Giant Center in Hershey, about 15 miles east of Harrisburg. Viral video of the incident shows several players, including the goaltender, in on the fake Francis. Frasas. What kind of words they be using? Dropping gloves, throwing punches, cross-checking, and hitting from behind. Pause. Players who are 8 and younger from the Central Penn Panthers Youth Ice Hockey Club brawled with no adults coming on the ice to break up the action. There's a quote, affiliate, league, and club officials are investigating the matter and appropriate disciplinary action will be taken against those players and team officials involved in the staged fight, end quote. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association said in a statement Sunday. One side of me want to say, let them boys fight. Woo! But this is what you get when you have a professional sport that actually allows fighting. What do you think the kids are going to grow up wanting to do? Fight, just like their favorite player. This doesn't surprise me in hockey. I'm surprised that it's even a big deal and there's just an article about it. It actually made the news. They should be happy it's a stage fight and not a real one. I don't know how that's allowed. I don't know how they regulate that in sports. Well, non-professional hockey, I should say. I don't know if they let the kids fight or what. I would imagine they don't. But you would imagine they also try to. You know what I'm saying? So, this whole thing was weird to me. I think you're going to let the kids play hockey. Let them fight too, like they do in hockey. Then give them a little penalty box. If that's the case, I imagine you don't have penalty boxes in youth hockey. Because other than that, what would you send somebody to the penalty for? Just arguing with somebody? Pushing somebody? Nah. You got to send them to the box after they got their ass whooped. I don't know who they send to the penalty box. It should be the person that got their ass whooped. If you beat the person up, you shouldn't have to go to the penalty box. And that's how it should be for the youth too. That sounds crazy. This is all jokes, ladies and gentlemen. It's all jokes. I think. All right, but let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313. Hey, listen. I do want to bring this up before I actually go. Serious topic. Serious topic. If you can see this behind me. Pause. This is coming from ABC 7 New York. ABC7NY.com. Former NFL cornerback Samuel Beal has been missing for several months, according to Facebook post by his sister Essence Zane. Zane is pleading for the public's help in locating her brother, hoping anyone with information into his disappearance will reach out to the Kenwood or Virginia Beach Police Department. Beal is known for the 2 seasons he played for the New York Giants. According to information from the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, Beal was last seen by his girlfriend on July 12, 2025, after he dropped her off at a family member's house. Beal's file states he borrowed his girlfriend's vehicle that day and was supposed to head to work. Instead, he headed to Virginia Beach. On a phone call with his girlfriend, Beal told her he was in Virginia Beach and was planning on heading back home, but he never arrived. Instead, the girlfriend's vehicle was recovered in Virginia Beach. Beal's shoes and socks were found on the floor of the front passenger seat, along with some sand on the floor. I want to say in a very, very serious tone, first and foremost, I hope this brother is okay. Or I hope he is found safe. It's very, very unfortunate. I hate when I see local news of young black girls or young girls in general being going missing. It happens too often. It happens way too often. And you wouldn't think it would happen to a man, especially a big, strong man or a professional athlete built man. Like, how would that? Like, you would think the worst. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I mean, on a joking side, I was thinking that he was just at a side chick's house. But Big Dog been missing since what? July of 2025? Yeah, it's something going on, man. So I just want to take a serious note about that. Bring that up. And I think this should be talked about a little bit more often. Now, his sister, granted, she just posted this yesterday. Was that Monday, January 12th, 2026? She just posted that. And she said, like, in one day, it'll be 7 months since my brother's been gone. So yesterday. Yeah, January 12th, it was 7 months. It's unfortunate, man. Hoping we can get some more news on this. Samuel Beal, played for the New York Giants. I mean, I for a minute, I wasn't going to do this story. I was like, I'm not about to highlight it just because it's an athlete who going missing. Like, people go missing all the time, but he wasn't technically an athlete as of right now. He was a man. But whether or not he was, I just wanted to highlight this because I feel like it's my duty as media. I consider myself media to to highlight stuff like this. And I feel like if media ain't talking about it, it's my responsibility to talk about it as media. So, but let me know what you think. Have you heard of Samuel Beal as an athlete at all? Do you know anything about him? Have you know anything about his whereabouts? Virginia Beach, 757 area. It goes down there, man. But hope everything is all right. 313-466-4386. All right, so we are also actually watching the game. I'm watching the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs. Dang, I just looked up and saw the score. It's the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Victor with the ball. Victor Wembanyama has been in the game. He's in the game now. Now the Spurs beat the OKC Thunder 3 times this year. 3 times this year. The only team to beat them multiple times, if not that many times in general. Yeah. OKC is only 33 and they're 33-7. They only have 7 losses. And the Spurs gave them 3 of them. Now, right now, the Spurs are down 76-97. So they're down 21 points. But it's 11 minutes remaining in this game. And Victor Wembanyama is in it. They ain't taken him out yet, which means they ain't gave up. They got 2 Rookie of the Years in Stephon Castle and Victor Wembanyama back-to-back 2023 to 2024 and then 2024-2025 seasons is when Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle from the San Antonio Spurs won respectively. Now it's 76-100, down 24 points, the Spurs are. Can they come back and win and beat the Thunder 4 straight times? Do the Spurs have the Thunder number, or did the number actually study film and find a solution to all of this? That's what we're looking to see. It's a 21-point game right now. 21-point game. There's a 3 made by San Antonio. Anything can happen. 10 minutes, I believe. SGA sat down. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But yeah, Victor Wembanyama. That's what we want to see. Victor Wembanyama still in the game right now. Less than 10 minutes remaining. Ooh, good underpass. Let me tell you one thing that irritates me about OKC Thunder. They got 2 players named Jalen Williams. One of them, Jalen Williams, the number 8, dark-skinned dude with the braids, who you really know. And then they got another Jalen Williams, Jaylin Williams. Both on the Thunder. The other one looks like CJ Stroud. One of y'all will have to go, bro. I'm not doing this. As a coach, as a GM, one of y'all got to go. I can't have 2 Jalen Williams, bro. Just cuz, man. I don't be feeling like having to call both of y'all J-Dub, J-Will, or Jalen. Y'all literally both. I mean, no. One of y'all got to get traded. I don't care, fam. Just off that alone. Just off the fact that y'all got the same name. One of y'all got to get traded. I'm not playing with y'all, bro. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, so it's still a 21-point game. 79-100. I want to watch the whole game, but I don't think I will. Is that Victor? Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren just butt heads? Pause. Just hit heads for some reason. And, yeah, they both was kind of... Yeah, Victor kind of holding his head. Chet holding his chin. Oh, yeah, now that they show it in replay. Chet kind of came up from behind on Victor trying to get the rebound and jump. And Victor hit the back of his head on Chet Holmgren. All that is paused, by the way. No, don't tell me Victor. Is he grabbing his legs or ankle? Please get up. I was going to say, another player, man, you can't, this whole getting injured consistently and sitting on the bench, I'm not with it. Going to the monitor, referees will see if it's a foul on Victor Wembanyama or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't a foul. That was actually pretty solid. He fell on his own. Dang, he fell in pain, though. See, man, you got to get together, man. I be worried about Victor Wembanyama. Because I be like, bro, you too tall. You lanky. I don't want you to get injured. I want you to stay here. You a spectacle to see when you on the court and playing. But the best ability is availability, fam. All right, I got to go. I got to get out of here. I appreciate you for kicking it with KC from the stands of a sports fan. We doing a live stream of the Spurs and OKC. We'll watch that later. But Mike Tomlin fired. It was a long time coming, fam. NCAA Redshirt rules. Y'all get that together. Stop these old dudes from playing. And please, stop having these people transfer from school to school all the time. It's getting crazy, bro. Also, the new professional women's softball league, AUSL. Pretty dope in 6 cities around the country. Check that out if you get an opportunity. And the youth hockey. Couple other things. AD being injured. Go back and hit the replay if you want to. Other than that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. Appreciate you for kicking it with KC. We up out of here.